Thank you very much, Professor Andrew, for your continued support of this important collaboration. Finally, to conclude the opening session, we will hear remark from Professor Surichai Wun'gaeo, Emeritus Professor, Faculty of Political Science, Chulalongkorn University. Ajarn Surichai, the screen is yours.
Good afternoon and good morning.
Afternoon.
Yes, for Southeast Asian colleagues, for European colleagues, respectively. But I also learned that we have with us some Colombian professors in the meeting too. So I am very honored to be a part of this online conference or mini seminar. I am. Please allow me to be a little informal, so that I can express my appreciation for what I have learned from my previous speakers. From the start, I have learned a lot from the very engaged and also thematic presentation on the UNROP and its key themes for us, all of us. And also the second speaker, I have also learned that the issue how in Europe or through Spain, we can see the parallel concern on campus and sustainability challenges. And the third speaker, Professor Andrew Seshman, who has kindly also additionally to bring into the picture the higher educational institution exemplified by the Agricultural University of Krakow. I'm very much honored to learn through this. And now, please allow me to mention on my side one word, and then I will also relate to the context of our meeting today that Professor Henry, our colleagues who are very instrumental to bring us together here through this agroforestry and the role of higher education institutions seminar. So with this, I just would like to relate to you myself or my institution, maybe, and also bring to you some sense of urgency on the issue, on the context of our why in Thailand we also feel the urgency or the high priority for our cross-border learning and cross-border adaptation to the new intellectual and educational challenges. My university, Chulalongkorn University, is the oldest university in Thailand. In a way, it is established in 1907, and so in a way it is 100 some years, because this has been a first and also the first comprehensive university. It has several faculties, and my own specialization is sociology of development, sociology of agriculture, and sociology of environmental sustainability, those issues. So I have been a part of international development studies in our campus, so that we can see how the issue of agriculture, the issue of urban-rural inequalities and food systems could be a part of international development studies program, and that was the thinking of behind what we have now, more than 10 years of our international development studies program here, which has now both masters and PhD still programs. Text of our exchange today, I do feel that it has become much clearer in that the whole world have realized and have agreed that we have had serious challenge of unsustainability developments in the world, and that relates to a lot the issue of climate and also the issue of inequalities, as well as issue of challenging the transitions that demands knowledge-driven transformations. And for that purpose, I think the global consensus on Global Agenda 2030, or the SDGs, has exemplified the heightened consensus of the climate and also the inequalities and need for transformation. I think all of you share with this. But we are now in 2025. With what I have listened from our previous speakers, and from the concern of the concept note sent by Professor Thomas Samarkand, and I feel that our meeting today, through our privilege, support, and hosting of the Catholic University of Surichai Panata, and also Hasanuddin. I feel that we do have a special need to refer to why we feel this is important to share, just to exchange, even in a short period, so that we can see the potential of the upcoming possibilities that we can create together in terms of possible synergies, possible cross-border learnings, and possible uses of AI for our next exchange. I am now much energized by a note got from Professor Koichi Hasegawa, my esteemed colleague from formerly University of Tokyo, and now president of a university in Northeast Japan. So with our common concern, particularly with the ecological crisis of today, that made our meeting on the right of the rural peasantries and the right of people who work in the rural areas, all in total, meaning the rights of rural communities and community-based adaptation, as well as transformative possibilities. That I think we all are in agreement that the inequalities in the world through the rule of the market have become a challenge, how we work together in terms of knowledge agenda, in terms of mobilization of knowledge and research and collaboration across sectors, including the government, the financial institutions, and the private sectors. But we are more or less based ourselves on how the university as an actor could become a more catalytic actor for the synergic possibilities for our turning around this the unsustainability challenges. So for this purpose, may I just before I end my before I focus on the last point that I would like to make, I am because of the biodiversity collapse and the concern of how rural resources oftentimes become exploited on the even on the very unsustainable practices. May I highlight this in the light of the post in the highlight of the the global agenda concern that we do need to heighten our concern that the world of after COVID-19, I think we all have become more or less similar in our parallel experience, how the pandemic have made some reflection of human speed of development need really to be paused by the pandemic, and through that experience, I think we have realized the health, the planetary health, the health of the soil, the health of the planet, the health of rural areas, all linked to the health of the urban people, and etc. So I think the global concern for One Health, the planetary health, have become so linked to this discussion today that made when I listened to Professor to the presentation from the active programs of work in University of Agriculture in Krakow, and also the challenging issues to the key key scientists from the UN Working Group on UN drop Professor Sunji, and also from our Spanish professors, Martin Lopez. So with that, I think I just want to end by sharing that the crisis of environment, the crisis of biodiversity collapse have made the conservation issue become more dominant, but is off, and also the climate target become dominant. But by making them dominant, the climate targets and the biodiversity conservation targets become dominant, it could be very disempowering the rural areas. It could be very disempowering the left behind issues and peoples and communities. So I think we do need to realize that we are higher education institutions in both Europe and in Asia, Southeast Asia, and Latin America. So I just mentioned this in the light of the cross-continental opening that this meeting has made it possible that we so how can the university be more proactive beyond the reactive mode to the sustainable challenge? I think this to be more proactive, we need to really work hard on how to capture the agenda of biodiversity conservation in the light of nature positive agenda making to the work of the rural people, the work of food system, agricultural system based on the community and communal, as well as the public interest. And any other sectoral actors, including corporate, who are able to see the unjust issues in the transitional thinking, need to really to work together more, how to increase our strength in collaboration, in knowledge production. And for that purpose, the innovative possibility that many have been doing in their own areas. And I learned that even in Colombia, we in Latin America, the right to nature and the right of nature, the right of nature have become institutionalized in the constitution, for example. So this kind of learning and learning how nature are the actors, and they are even could become legal persons in our legal our new legal awareness or jurisprudence. So I think along that line, I just would like to end by saying that because the importance of university need to really to engage beyond the reactive mode, to be more proactive, we need to do more exchange and open the space of learning. Because it is much clear in many countries, because that the civic space and intellectual exchange on public policy making could be influenced by very autocratization, by very authoritarianism, by very top-down defining agenda of development, which could be some part a reflection of the right of the people, the rights of the right, what people would call. But it is not just a journalistic discussion, but it is even clear now that the possible democratic breakdown, even in the country like the USA, has been a academic discussion. But the point is that how the civic and the society could become an actor with the university in the light of this reconfigurated space of agency and actorhood toward the future, which could be co-creating and mission-oriented together across our borders. So with that, I am very grateful for the time to be with you. Thank you.